Hey there, Neely Salem here at Ma'arat HaMachpelah, the grave of the foremothers and the forefathers. I love this place so much. So just through there is where Yaakov and Leah are buried, Jacob and Leah. And where we're gonna have our little spiritual thought on a vulnerable topic today is from the area where Abraham and Sarah are buried. And also through here is Yitzchak and Rivka, but it's not open. Okay, so for our spiritual thought on a vulnerable topic today by literally Avram Avinu's grave. It's insane. The vulnerable topic is, I'm going to give you like a little excitement. I believe that it is the number one yetzer hara of our generation. I believe that it is the number one root of all anxiety. And I believe it's the reason that I have a job as a therapist. And this vulnerable topic is the voice of hard on ourselves. I'll ask you, do you feel like you practice, do you hear in your head the voice of hard on yourself? So if you listen well, it's any voice that is not nice to you. Any voice that is harsh, telling you to get out of bed or get moving or get going or go to the gym, or it could be any voice that insults you, calls you stupid, an idiot, a loser, a failure. Any of these not kind words is how we identify this voice called the voice of not hard on ourselves. So here's the thing. When I work with clients and I can tell immediately that the voice of hard on themselves is like doing a doozy on them, I ask them, what's so good about keeping this voice around? And what most people say is, it motivates me, right? If I'm not hard on myself, I'm not gonna get things done. But here's the trick. It's not the voice of hard on yourself that motivates you. It's motivation that motivates you. Here's the thing. Every time the voice of hard on yourself plays out, you can imagine that it's like putting a brick of heaviness on your head. Now the voice of hard on ourselves, it plays out on us like, I don't know, with people that I work with could be hundreds of times a day. Now imagine every time that voice puts another brick and another brick and another brick, you feel heavy, you feel exhausted, you feel tired, you feel, who wants to move for that? So yeah, you can get things done, but it's not gonna feel good, and then you're not gonna be able, if you're not nice to yourself, you're not gonna be nice to other people. So this voice of hard on ourselves really makes life pretty awful. Now imagine if instead of every single day, you have a best friend next to you, as if a best friend, going, oh, you gotta get out of bed. Oh, you didn't do that again? Oh, you didn't get to the gym again? Oh, you better get your laundry done, or you gotta do your dishes now, or, you know, any of these unkind ways of speaking, you'd be like, ew, like that friend makes me feel terrible, get them away. But if we replace the voice of hard on ourselves with however a best friend would speak to us, a voice of encouragement, support, understanding, like, oh mama, you gotta go to the gym and it's really hard, I'm so sorry, you can do it. Or okay babe, get out of bed, it's time to get out of bed. Or here's a popular one. Okay, I know you're still scrolling, I know it's really hard to get off, but you can do it. So then it's like having an encouraging best friend by us at all times. Now, yes, this is a psychological thought, so where's the spirituality? Why are you standing by Avram Avinu? So, I learned from David Sachs in LA a wonderful teaching. Avram Avinu had the hardest test of all time. It wasn't going to the gym, it wasn't stopping to scroll on his phone, it wasn't making more money, it was sacrificing his son. There's no comparison. What voice played in Abraham's head when he was told you need to go sacrifice his son? The voice of Hashem said, Kach na et bincha. Please take your son. Now, Abraham and Hashem were tight. If the voice in his head was, get up to Har Moriah and kill your son, Abraham would have known not to listen. He would have known it was the voice of the yetzer hara. Hashem says to him, Kach na et bincha. Please take your son. So we learn from this spiritual teaching that the only way to talk to ourselves, always, with no exception, is to find an alternative voice to the voice of hard on yourself, because you're being tricked. It's not motivating you. Motivation motivates you. Your desire to grow motivates you. Your desire to be healthy motivates you. Your desire to have abundant finances motivate you, not the voice of hard on yourself. So I challenge you to replace it. Encouragement, support, compassion, nurturing, or simply just to start to be your own best friend. This is the practice that I have found most helpful in my personal growth, and and it's just a way sweeter way to live, in my opinion. So thanks so much for being with me for this spiritual thought on the vulnerable topic of that voice in my head that is so hard on me. Cool. Thanks. Thanks, Avram. Thanks, Sarah.